There's a fresh flagship level Volvo heading to dealer showrooms in the very near future. And no, it's not an SUV. There's still a place in this world for a proper large sedan. Even if this one is slightly hedging its stylistic bets a little bit, I'm still calling it a proper sedan. It's called the Volvo ES90 and it sits alongside the EX90 as the current crown jewels in the automaker's lineup. When I say hedging its bets style-wise, I mean that this is clearly a sedan, but it also draws some of the design work utilized on the Polestar 2. It sits a little higher than a traditional sedan and has a profile that seems to stretch taller than it actually is. The car looks fine, but I do think it would look even better if Volvo just went traditional sedan. Just take an S90 and add more modern Volvo-centric touches. Regardless, I'm happy to see the Thor's Hammer front light treatment. That remains as good a styling touch as the day Volvo first added it to one of its vehicles. And maybe I'm wrong about the race sedan design approach, because it's better than just adding yet another SUV into a lineup that already has plenty of them. I'll take a slightly lifted sedan over no sedans at all. And I'll also daydream about an EV90 wagon version, but I'd be shocked if that ever happens. Also, the real reason these are styled the way they are is to hide the mass of the battery pack without eating into cabin space. Inside, the ES90 serves up Volvo's simplistic approach to luxury. While I will never get on board with it being so touchscreen-centric, I have always enjoyed the choice of colors, materials, the fit and finish, and the level of comfort that comes with pretty much any Volvo product. That's what you're getting here with the ES90. Thanks to the nearly 200-inch wheelbase, you've got plenty of room inside. Those rear seats can recline, and the electrochromic roof lets in as much or as little light as you'd like. If you spec the top-tier sound system, it seems like your ears are in for a treat. It's a 25-speaker Bowers & Wilkins sound system packed with Dolby Atmos tech and even a mode that recreates the sound of Abbey Road Studios. In terms of the powertrain, Volvo has 3 options for you here on the ES90. The starting point is a single-motor rear-driven version which delivers 329 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque, and will run from 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds. Jump to the twin-motor version. Now you add a motor up front, have all-wheel drive, 442 horsepower, 494 pound-feet of torque, and the 0 to 60 dash drops to 5.3 seconds. Finally, the twin-motor performance model pumps out 670 horsepower, 635 pound-feet of torque, and will rip from 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. The single-motor version can charge at speeds up to 300 kilowatts, while the dual-motor versions can run at 350 kilowatts of peak power. Range estimates for the US are still being determined. On the WLTP test cycle, the range varies from 403 up to 435 miles. That test cycle is optimistic. Still, the ES90 will likely earn an EPA estimated range well above 300 miles. Even better is that you can see as much as 186 miles gained in just 10 minutes of charging on a DC fast charger. Since this is a Volvo flagship machine, it also packs all of Volvo's latest safety and ADAS technology. There are 5 radars, 7 cameras, 12 ultrasonic sensors, and see that bit up top? That's not a placeholder for a taxi sign, it's the LiDAR system. I'm not sure when Volvo will allow you to turn all of that on, and when you can, it will likely involve a monthly fee. Also, if you don't use it, but you're in an accident, the cost to repair one of these is probably going to be immense. Even if it's a fender bender, but you take out some cameras and sensors. That doesn't mean the system won't be great, it's just something to keep in mind. There's no word on price just yet, at least for the US market, but if we go off the EX90 pricing, which doesn't have a single motor variant, I'd say the ES90 is likely to start just over 70 grand and run up to about 90,000 for a top spec model. That's not cheap for a Polestar 2 and a nicer suit, but I do really want to hear that sound system blasting out some lossless audio as I sink into those cozy looking rear seats.